Hi, my name's Ruan and this is my channel, The Yorkshire Sew Girl. How are we all doing? I hope we're all well. I'm very good, thank you. Just in case you're asking me and I can't hear you. I'm coming today because I've been chosen to be a guest vlogger for Felicity Fabrics for the month of September, which I'm very happy about. So what I thought I might do is, instead of just doing a vlog that reviews the fabric and the pattern that I've made up, I thought I'd just show you it right from the very beginning. So I have made my fabric choice, by the way. And I have my parcels. I haven't opened it yet, but in here is the fabric that I've chosen. So shall we have a look together? It's got a lovely little label up that says thank you. And this, I have to say, was parcelled up in the neatest, most beautiful wrapping paper I've ever seen in my life. It was done all in brown paper, but it was so immaculate. I need lessons in how to make it look that good, just so you know. But yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I've had this for a little while now and I thought I'll hang on and I'll video opening it with you guys. And then you can see what the fabric looks like before I even washed it. So here's my little parcel. And there, look, how cute is that? I do love Felicity Fabrics branding as well. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So it says, hi Ruan, we hope you're well. We're so excited to see what you make with your beautiful fabric. We'll be posting about your vlog on the blah blah blah, so if you can send us a picture and link for them, that'd be great. Happy sewing, love Caroline and Fliss. So yeah, this will be going out in September, but this is actually August right now because I like to be ahead of the game if I can. But look how beautifully that is. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So it's got the little branding on here that it's got this red spotty tissue paper. I'm going to rustle a bit now, brace yourselves. And then this is the fabric. It's beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So it's on a white viscose, it's viscose by the way, viscose, just so you know, and it's on like a white background with all these different dots of colour. I don't know whether it's just me, but the ones I keep seeing are the blush pink ones all over, but there's teal, aquamarine, purple, there's even some black in there, a bit of red, some burnt orange. There's so many colours in it, and that's what I loved about it when they sent me a picture of this. So at the time of me filming this, it's not actually on the website yet, but hopefully it will be by the time this goes out, and it hasn't sold out already. If it is available, I will pop a link to the very fabric in the description box below. But if not, I'll just pop a link to Felicity Fabrics because all their fabrics are beautiful. So yeah, I've got some fabric. And I am now going to go and chuck this in the wash. And when I come back to speak to you next time, I'll talk to you all about the pattern that I'm going to make. Okay, so we're back and it's another day. Yeah, so my fabric has been in the wash, it has been dried and it has been ironed. And I went and had a really good look about that fabric, and it's actually a Dashwood Studio fabric. It's called Party Spot. And I've got the ecru colour, which is very multicoloured though. All of them are, because all the different spots are different colours. Right, what I'm going to talk to you about now though is what I'm going to make with it. And what I'm going to make with it is this. Can you see me now? And that is the Florence top and dress by Merchant and Mills. Now I'll pop some pictures in here so you can see it in a bit more detail, but I have kind of been looking at this pattern for a long time. And when I was chatting away to the lovely ladies at Felicity Fabrics, they were kind of saying, what sort of thing are you thinking of? I said, I'd love to make this top. So let me know any fabrics that you've got coming up that you think would be suitable. And obviously they sent me a few, all of which were lovely to be fair, but this was the one that I wanted to choose the most. So it's a look. I'm going to make the top version, not the dress version. I'm just going to make the top version. It's got a lovely little peplum to it, and down the back it's got 3 buttons as well, so it's got like a little button back to it, which I think is absolutely adorable. It's short sleeved, and I think you can make it in a more structured fabric if you like, so you know, really nice linen maybe or something like that, but I've gone for a viscose rayon just to give it a bit of that flowy feel. So what I'm doing is I'm having a look at the sizes now. That's my next thing that I would normally do. Now, in this pattern, it does go from a 6 to 18 and an 18 to 28. And the measurements, it goes up to a 55-inch on the bust, a 48.5-inch on the waist, and a 57.5-inch on the hips. But there is a lot of ease in this. So, for example, on the largest size, it's a 55-inch bust measurement, body measurement. But the finished garment measurements are nearly 62 inches. So you can see the amount of ease. So the pattern has kind of designed it so that it's really loose fitting and flow forming and quite boxy. Now I do like a loose fitting top, but I also don't want it to be too big on top. I don't have much in this department, so I do tend to like some of my tops to be a bit more close fitting at the top and then skim out all over the bits I don't like, you know what I'm saying. So I actually bought the size 6 to 18, although I do fall outside of those measurements. I should really have the next size up pattern. So just so that you know, I am around a 43-inch on the bust, a 38 on the waist, and a 46 on the hips. So what I should be is an 18 on the bust, a 20 on the waist, and in between an 18-20 on the hips. However, I'm now looking at the finished garment measurements here. And like I say, I don't want too much movement up here because it's going to skim out into a peplum and I don't want it to be too boxy. Now I've got my eye, hear me out here, on a size 14, which is 2 to 3 sizes down. I know it's scary when you say it out loud, isn't it? But the only finished measurement it gives you is for the bust. And the bust for a size 14 is 47.6 inches. Well, I'm 43 inches, just under. So actually that still gives me like nearly 5 inches of ease. That's a lot, isn't it? The only thing that I may have a problem with is potentially the arm side under here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click off from here. I'm going to go and do a little bit of research on the internet. I'm going to go and search the hashtag for the Merchant & Mills Florence top. And I'm going to see what other people have done and try and get some sort of idea. And then I'm going to come back to you. Right, I'm back from doing my research. And I don't know if I'm more baffled than I was before. I'm only joking. So yeah, when I decide to make a pattern, I tend to have a look on Instagram. I look on the fold line sometimes for the reviews on there and things like that, just to get an idea of what sizes other people have made. Now, quite a few people have said they've sized down, but then quite a few people have said they've sized down, but then it's been a little bit potentially tight around the chest, and now I'm a little bit confused. So I think I'm going to play it safe. Now, if this was my own fabric and I wasn't that bothered, I probably wouldn't play it safe, but because I'm doing it as part of the Felicity Fabrics team, I need to do this justice. So what I've been doing is I've been having a look at the sizes. Now, like I said to you before, there's 2 size bands. There's an 18 to 28 and a 6 to 18. Now, really, my measurements fall into the 18 to 20 from the larger size, which I'm assuming is a different body block, which is good because the 18 on the smaller size range has a bust of 41 3/4, and on the larger range has 42.5 inches. So there's like nearly an inch difference in that. And I'm assuming that's because they've used a different body block for the larger size range, which I think is really good because it's not just an upscale of a pattern that they've made. However, I've only bought the range. Is it 6 to 18 or whichever? Yeah, 6 to 18. So I'm going to go with the largest size on there, I think, which is an 18, which is still smaller than my body sizes. But I'm not particularly bothered about my waist and hip measurement because we know that it's a peplum, so it's not really going to matter. It's all about the bust, isn't it? So the bust size on a size 18 on the smaller size range is nearly 42 inches. And I'm 43. So do you know what? I think that's what we're going to go with. Now, normally I would size down, I'm not going to lie, because on a size 18 on the smaller size range, it does say that the finished garment measurements for the bust is 51.6 inches. Well, I'm 43 inches. So that's a lot of ease, isn't it? And this is where my conundrum is, because I'm like, do I take it down to a size 16, which is actually 49.6 inches? And I just don't know what to do. So I've got myself in all a kerfuffle. What I've been doing though is while I am chatting to you guys about this, I am now printing out the A4 version. I'm not a massive fan of doing that, but there's not that many sheets. The one thing I would say about this pattern, which is a bit of a shame, is it does tell you on here, on a separate thing, how many sheets there are, but it doesn't tell you which pages you need to print out if you're only doing the top, because obviously you don't have to print them all out if you're doing just the top and not the dress. So that would be handy, because I've had to go through and work out which pages I need just so that I'm not wasting paper and ink. But anywho, I have done that and it's just printed now. So I need to decide, am I just going to go safe with the size 18 of the smaller size range, which is still slightly smaller on the body measurements than I would do normally go for, but normally on finished measurements I'd go a lot smaller. So I think I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go with a size 18 from the smaller size range. Right, I'm going to go get my printouts and I'm going to stick them together and cut out the paper size 18. Wish me luck. Right, that's done. Look at the destruction. Need to go pick all that up now. I was just throwing it on the floor, just wanging it down. Right, so everything is cut out paper pattern wise. I just now need to think about length, because obviously I am 5'8". So I need to have a quick flick through, but I don't remember seeing anything about what it's drafted for. But it does have the top length. It says here for size 18, it's 55 inches, which is the length taken from the top of the shoulder. So where is my, here we go. So let's have a look at 55 centimetres, not inches. 55 centimetres is here. So if I hold that up to myself, you might not be able to see it very much here. That is not very long on me. You know what I mean? So I think I need to lengthen it quite a bit. I think I'm probably going to lengthen it. That comes out nearly 22 inches. I might do another 2 inches maybe. It is supposed to be quite cropped. Might even do 3 inches. Sorry, my cat's down here. He loves the tape measure, so he's ragging it at the minute underneath the table. So yeah, I might add quite a bit on. I'm thinking maybe 3 inches roughly. So I might take it, or maybe just do 10 centimetres, and then I can decide what I'm doing about my hem, can't I? Nearer the time, once I've tried it on, I can always make the hem a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go now and adjust my pattern and make it 10 centimetres bigger. Let me jot that down in my pad. Extended by 10 centimetres. Because otherwise I'll forget. Now, what else does it say I need in here? Let's have a look. Buttons and interfacing. So recommended size buttons are around 15mm, and I need 3 of them. So I'm going to have a dig about now and try and find some. Right, I think I've made it even worse by looking at my buttons. I'm going to show you some options now. Can't think which one I want more. Okay, so these are the choices. I've got these little buttons here that are super cute, that have got like multicoloured thread through them, which I thought actually went quite nice with the spots. Or we could go like bright and bold and just pick one colour out. I mean, they're really plain, but they actually stand out quite nice on the fabric. Or I've got these ones here. I've got loads of different colours, which actually looks super cute. That's my cat just jumping down from the table, by the way. Or I could kind of go for like just one colour of those. Oh, I don't know what to do. I think what I'll do is I will put this to one side for now and then decide nearer the time. I'm going to go and extend my pattern pieces now. Okay, it's another couple of days. Another couple of days have gone. The in-laws bobbed in. So yeah, I ended up getting interrupted. So I went and had a chat with them and I've not managed to get back to it since. So I've got back from work. I'm just wearing my Rita dress for anybody who cares. So I have extended just the peplum part of the pattern pieces. So you can actually, they've got length and shorter lines on the bodice pieces as well, this top part here. But I've decided just to do it on the peplum, and I have added a lot on. But I think I've got enough fabric to cover it, and I thought, well, do you know what? Here we go, I'll show you, look. So there's the lengthen and shorten lines, which I've cut, and then I've added this piece in, just using some of the spare paper that I've trimmed off when I've cut this pattern out. So I've put about 10 centimetres on there, and then I've got room to play about, muck about with the length when it's done. So I'm just going to cut the fabric out now, and then that's another job done. So I'll show you that. Right, I've cut it out. If only it was as fast as that in real life. Oh, I wish. So now I've got everything tucked up in my little A3 zipped wallet ready. I am now going to just thread my machines up because they've all got black in them. I'm going to put white in my sewing machine and in my overlocker. I'm just going to cut out quickly the piece of interfacing that it shows me I need here, which I'm assuming is the button placket for the back. So I'm just going to cut that size out now and press it onto my piece so that it's all ready and waiting, because I don't think I'll have time to sew any tonight. But if I do, I'm going to get cracking on and I'll catch up with you possibly tomorrow. Okay, so it's the weekend now. I did get a little cheeky hour though after I spoke to you last time, so I have managed to do a little bit. This is where I've got to so far. Doesn't look an awful lot, does it? However, what I've done is I have done this little shoulder darts. I don't know if you can see those. Each one's got a little dart in the shoulder. And then I've done the bias binding all the way around the neckline. And I've also done the button plackets at the back. So that is up to step number, I've done 1, 2, 7 I've done. So all I've got to do now with this bit is I've got to put the buttonholes into the button placket, and then I have got to just do the side seams, and then we're on to the sleeves. So I'm gonna have a little cheeky hour now. My husband has gone to watch the football. The kids are chilling out. We've done all sorts this morning. We've just been doing some painting and art stuff. I've done all the kids' school uniform for going back to school, so I'm ahead of the game. There's stuff in the wash, there's stuff out on the line, which means then I get a cheeky little hour, you know, and then we're having movie night tonight. So let's see how much I can get done in this next hour or so. Right, so I have pretty much done the bodice now, I think. The only thing that's going to be left for the bodice is to literally hem the sleeves, which I don't think you do till the end. But I did my buttonholes, as I've just shown you. They went like a dream. I'm one of them weird people that actually likes doing buttonholes. I never used to. I used to hold my breath all the way through, nearly pass out. But I actually really like doing them now. I don't even do a practice run sometimes. I didn't this time. I'm a rebel. So yeah, so my bodice is now done. So there it is. So I've got the sleeves in. I had one little pucker on my sleeve, so I had to unpick that bit and put it back in. And then the back, I've just pinned the top because the buttons aren't in yet. The button placket is complete, which is great. So I think the thing next to do is the little peplum. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm probably gonna manage another half an hour. So I'm going to get on with that now and see how far I get. Right, I'm sweating. I'm sweating because I've done loads of gathering. Now I'm going to show you this. It's massive. That is a lot. I'll show you inside. A lot of gathering. So anyway, I've done that. So all I've got to do now is run round that and then overlock it. What I have done is it tells you to hem the frill first before you attach it, but I haven't done that. And the reason for that is because I put a big chunk, didn't I, of extra length into the peplum. So I want to actually put it on and test the length of it before I then decide on what I'm going to do with my hem. So I'm now going to attach that, and then I think all that I've got left to do after that is hem the sleeves and put the buttons on. Boop. So I'm going to try and get that done now, and then it's going to be tea time. So I'm going to go and make tea, and then the husband will be coming back from football and we'll do movie night. So I think I won't get the rest done, but hopefully tomorrow if I can sneak an hour here or there. Right, it is Sunday today, so it's the next day. I'm wearing a Zadie today, by the way. I had my Lyra dress on yesterday that I haven't worn for ages actually, and really enjoyed wearing it. And I've got these gorgeous little daisy matching earrings from sapphire frills that I've had for donkeys. So I managed to get my peplum on and overlock it, and I've pressed it. So here it is. Whoop, whoop. So I'm doing the construction a little bit differently, like I say, because I didn't hem the bottom. But all I've got to do now is add the buttons, hem the sleeves, check out what length I want for my peplum, and then hem the length. I'm not so sure I'm going to cut anything off it, which would be good. What I'm going to do now though is it tells you not to put the buttons on to the end. I'm going to put the buttons on now because when I try it on, I want it to sit nicely on my body for when I work out what length it's going to be. So obviously I showed you all these different buttons the other day. I used the red buttons to actually do my buttonholes. Sorry, my iron's making a large amount of noise. Stop being rude over there, iron. I think I'm going to go for the red ones because they stand out a bit, and I think on this fabric it would be nice to have something just to have a little pop. So I think I'm going to go for the red ones. In fact, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put those other ones away, but don't look at them again. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand stitch these on. I am going to learn how to put buttons on with my machine one day, but today's not the day. So I'm going to hand stitch these on, try it on, work out the length, and then I'm going to hem it, etc. So I'm not going to come back to you now. What I'm going to do is I'll come back to you another day when I've hopefully taken some photos, and then I can talk you through my thoughts very quickly, because I am very aware that this is quite a long vlog. So I'll catch up with you when I've done all that. And ta-da! It is complete. I am super happy, sat here in my Merchant Mills Florence top. So obviously I've taught you all the way through kind of about measurements and sizes and things like that I ended up choosing. And yeah, I'm just really happy with all the decisions I made, basically. So here's the top. I have taken some photos. I will be popping some in as well at some point as I talk it through. But here is the top. Let me just pan out about a bit here, and I'll just stand back a bit and you can see. Here it is in the flesh. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. And it's made me literally want to cut another one straight out, which I know I love a pattern when I kind of want to make one again straight away. But yeah, I love how much it puffs out the back. It has got the red buttons on the back, if you can see. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see if you can see that. Yeah, I'm just super chuffed. So, oh, a pin's just stuck in my foot. Wait a minute. Hanger banger. Ow. Ooh. That hurt. That'll teach me for not double checking whether I've dropped pins, won't it, on a night? Anyway, so yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I'm glad I decided to go with the 18 actually, although, I mean, you'll be able to say here, I probably could size down to the 16, but I know some people said then that it was a problem when they were kind of stretching. And do you know what? I feel happy with it as it is. So maybe just, you know, don't rock the boat, Ruan, and just get on with it. Yeah, so I lengthened it by 10 centimetres, so about 4 inches. But I've ended up kind of lengthening it more because when I tried it on, like I said to you, I didn't hem it when it said I waited till the end. That was one thing in the instructions I thought was weird. They tell you to hem the peplum before you put it on, but they don't tell you to hem the sleeves before you insert them. don't know why. Is there a reason for that? Next time I would hem both before I put them on, because obviously I'm quite happy with the length of them and everything now. So the hem on the peplum was supposed to be 4.5 centimetres, I think, so just under 2 inches. But I overlocked it and then just turned it up 1/2 inch. So I've kind of gained another inch there really in length. So I suppose all in all it's about 5 inches altogether. So if I wanted to do the hem exactly how they told me to, I'd have to extend it by another inch. But I'm more than happy. I know it's maybe a little bit of a lazy way, but I've just overlocked it and then stitched it down. So, you know, why not? So yeah, I'm super happy with it. Construction wise, I actually really enjoyed the construction. I wouldn't say it's, I would say beginners can have a bash at it, but I wouldn't say it's massively hand holding. But I liked the instructions. I had no issue with any of it. Maybe the bias binding, how you finish it off at the back might be a little bit tricky for a newbie, but you know what? Give it a go. The only other thing I may possibly do is add a few more buttons in at the back. The only thing for me is it tells you exactly where to put your buttons, which is quite clever. So it tells you to put them in the centre and then over 3 millimetres. But if you can see at the top one, it does kind of poke out a little bit. So I'd maybe try and move that over to the edge a little bit more on this buttonhole here. And maybe put a couple more buttonholes in, because it's only really your top one you need to undo to get your noggin in. The rest, they're just there for kind of a bit of decoration. Now, I'm going to confess up to a little something though. I think I put the peplum in upside down. I'm not really sure. I think I did, because I had to mark when I was doing the gathering the halfway lines, and then when I came to run the bottom of the peplum to hem it through the overlocker, there was notches on that side. Let me get the pattern piece out to show you what I mean. So let's get the back peplum piece. I'll put it all away nice and neat and tidy. Look at me, I'm already getting it all out. Back frill. So you cut one of these on the fold. It's a big piece, look. But can you see this top section has got notches? Yeah, well, the bottom section doesn't. I think I gathered that way, when really it should be that way, which I'm assuming is making the hem slightly different to what it should be. It's maybe making the hem dip slightly rather than go flush, because it kind of is supposed to go up like that where the peplum hits the back. But you know what? Don't bother me. Can you see how it's going down slightly? I think this bit here is supposed to rise up so that this lays exactly flat. But don't tell anybody, okay? I'm not bothered, so hey. What can I say about the fabric? Obviously, Felicity Fabrics gifted me this and I'm in love with it. So I did a little sneaky peek of this on my Instagram this weekend. And I had so many people message me about the fabric. And I was like, ooh, it's something that's going to be coming out soon. I'll let you know. I was like, why did you do a sneaky peek? Because everybody loved the fabric so much. So I'm hoping by now it'll actually be online. If it is, like I said before, I will put a link to it down below. And if not, I'll just put Felicity Fabrics website link down below so you can go and have a look ready for when it does come on. But I am in love with it. I love the colours. I love everything about it. It's really lovely and swishy. It hides my tummy if I want to go and have a cheeky, you know, buffet meal or something like that. So yeah, I love it. I'm going to definitely cut another one out pretty quickly. I'm already thinking this would be really nice even in the autumn winter for us here in the UK with a chunky cardigan thrown over the top. So yeah, super happy with the length, just super happy with it. You know when you make something and you're like, chef's kisses. Yeah, I would recommend the fabric. It's you can tell the quality of it. You know, sometimes you get viscose and it can be a little bit see-through and a bit what's the word, you know, where this has just got a bit of a heavier drape to it, you can feel the luxury to it. And obviously you can make this in more structured fabrics, and I've seen people make it in more structured fabrics, which I really like. I love the idea of a double gauze one, so that might be on the cards. But yeah, I'm just basically in love with it. So thank you so much for to Felicity Fabrics for inviting me along to be a guest vlogger. I'm so happy. Head on over there and have a look at their gorgeous selection. And hopefully I'll see everybody again soon. Take care. Bye.